Hey, what's up? It's Bon. Let's talk about Mass Effect. So, we have a little more than a month before the 2022 N7 Day. If you are unfamiliar with Mass Effect, N7 Day, N7 is a part of the lore of the game. And so on November 7th of every year, there's a little celebration related to the franchise. And at least for the last few years, it's also meant some kind of update or announcement about the games in the franchise, especially the one that is coming soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of talk about the last couple N7 days. I'm going to talk about what I think the possibilities are of what we may find out this year, and kind of how I think things are going to move forward with everything we know today. So, before we jump into that, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below with what you think is going to happen on this N7 Day. So the last couple N7 days, the 2020 was on the actual N7 Day when Casey Hudson was still with BioWare. He had a blog where he talked about the Legendary Edition. That's when it was announced. They talked about having this remake come out, and it was the first kind of vague confirmation that there was something else coming. At that moment, on November 7th of 2020, they hadn't fully confirmed like the next Mass Effect quite yet, but it was pretty obvious that's what they were hinting towards. So obviously, this is when Casey Hudson had kind of made a short stint back with BioWare after previously leaving. My assumption is that during this time, he was kind of putting together everything he needed for his own studio, Humanoid Studios, which is now poaching like half of BioWare's veteran staff. But that's a whole different video, I guess. And it seems like he was probably there to kind of set BioWare back on the track before he left and started his own studio. And then about a month after that, at the Video Game Awards in 2020, they had a trailer for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which was really cool because people were excited to see, especially the upgrades to Mass Effect 1, but 2 as well. 3 doesn't seem like it was upgraded that much, but it did see some improvements. The exciting part of the 2020 N7 Day time was that during the Video Game Awards, after the Legendary Edition trailer, they showed the now, at least for the Mass Effect community, the kind of infamous teaser trailer for the next game. I will post a link up at the top to my breakdown of that trailer. Depending on what they give us this year, I may do a re-breakdown to kind of summarize everything we have seen so far. But it's a really cool trailer. The music in it is wild. The end of it gives me chills every single time. I remember this trailer gave me chills back when I saw it the first time, before I had even played Mass Effect. I didn't understand what this trailer was signaling, or a lot of the small little hints and stuff like that were in the trailer. It meant nothing to me yet because I hadn't played Mass Effect yet, but I do remember just being excited by it. And that music, especially the cue at the end, is just, whether you're a fan or not, is just a cool moment. So that was 2020. In 2021, we didn't get too much big info. Mike Gamble made a few tweets, talked about things. I believe there were a couple blogs that came out that basically acknowledged, like, yeah, we are still working on the next game, but obviously a lot of the talk right now is about Dreadwolf, which is expected to come out in the next year-ish, either late 2023 or maybe even early 2024. And even on N7 Day of 2021, there was a blog that didn't say much. It was just kind of reiterating the success of Legendary Edition, and it mentioned the next game, but it wasn't anything big. And then, like, last minute, they were like, oh, and by the way, kind of a thing at the end of the day. Mike Gamble and a few other official sources posted the what we now know as the Mass Effect Will Continue poster. I will post the breakdown I have of that up above now, and you can watch that. and it was exciting. The interesting thing about it is that they've said that there's 5 hints or secrets or whatever in that poster. I don't know that anyone's ever actually like really broken it down and been like, okay, these are the 5 things that are being hinted. And BioWare is definitely not going to confirm or deny whether or not people are correct about the things they're guessing. So the what they've been really masterful about is I feel like BioWare has been doing a really good job of being, every 3 or 4 months, they've been putting out a blog saying, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what's going on. And I think that's been really nice. They've also not really told us much. And so I think that combination of them being like kind of transparent, but also leaving a lot of stuff to be vague has worked out very well for them because a lot of people are talking about Mass Effect now, even though there's not really any reason to yet. And, whether they're arguing about setting canon or when the game's going to take place or who's going to be in it, basically they're keeping up that mind share without doing anything, simply by being kind of vague and mysterious about their marketing so far. I think it's very smart, and I suspect that will continue. So we got that poster, and then since then, there's been a couple blogs. Mike Gamble has made his occasional tweet to kind of tease people. Most recently, having a tweet saying that all of the directors or a bunch of the leads on the game have gotten together, and he's really excited to see what everyone's working on and what they're doing. This is assuming we're still in a pre-production cycle, which is almost guaranteed at this point. And the other big news this year being Mary DeMarley of Deus Ex and the Guardians of the Galaxy game coming over to be the narrative director. So that's where we're at. So that's been the last couple in 7 days and some of the information that we've gotten. There's not been any big leaks. I feel like there hasn't even been any like concept art leaked out or anything like that. They seem to be running a pretty tight ship at this point. And so for 2022, what could they be doing? So I think there's a fairly small number of possibilities. Kind of like a best case scenario, a most expected, and like a worst case. So best case scenario, I would say, would be another teaser trailer, like an actual trailer. It wouldn't be of gameplay. There's no way they have even a vertical slice to show yet. That's at least another year away, if not more. They could show some like prototype or concept stuff, maybe, and like a really in-depth trailer. I don't think we're there yet, though. I really think BioWare is going to be very much trying to keep the spotlight on Dreadwolf as it finishes up and comes out. And I really think that they're going to show us Mass Effect stuff eventually, but I think it's going to be pretty measured until Dreadwolf comes out. But I think the best case scenario is a big trailer, a big teaser trailer even, that maybe confirms a couple things, probably doesn't, because like I said before, people talking is the best thing they can do right now for the franchise. But a teaser trailer of some type, something to be really hype and something really exciting. What I think is most likely is probably some like concept art, maybe like a poster of Liara or something, because we know Liara's in the game. We know that her voice actor will be in the game. It has already confirmed she's back, and it could be like a poster of her maybe holding something or doing something that will get people going and talking and debating. But I don't think they'll do anything yet to like hint to what time frame this is going to take place, if they're going to set canon choices and canon events in the trilogy, whether it's going to be like a direct sequel or something that takes place long after Mass Effect 3. I suspect it's going to be like a poster of some type, a vague tweet by Mike Gamble, and probably a blog that gives us a little more than what they've given us so far. It'll have well, we're working on it, we're in early stages of production and blah blah blah, but maybe they'll give us some hints or some kind of wink winks. Worst case scenario, I think we just get a blog that says, hey, we're working on it. We don't have anything to show yet. We're really excited for our friends over at Dragon Age, blah blah blah. I think last year would have been the least they would have shown us in 2021. And that poster wasn't nothing. So I think it'll be more than that, but probably less than like a full reveal. So, that's kind of where I'm at. So, if you care about, nitpicking and figuring out all these little details, but without like a bunch of sensationalism and just straight up making things up and hyper clickbaity YouTube titles and stuff like that, that's not really what I'm all about. I'm happy to speculate. I'm happy to get excited and hype things up. I won't just make things up or be sneaky about the way I advertise my videos and stuff. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a bunch of Mass Effect videos. I also talk a lot about The Division, as well as just gaming in general. I have a podcast called The Echo Cast. That's a weekly gaming show that I've also done a bunch of interviews on. So you can check all of those out here on this YouTube. You can check me out on most social media places like Twitter and Instagram as Bond Diesel. You can also catch my Twitch and catch me streaming over at twitch.tv/Bond Diesel. That's all I have for this one. So until next time.